Hello students, my name is Paulette Stevenson. I am your instructor for English 101 taught completely online through MCC. So welcome to English 101. Very excited to be with you on this journey. This video is going to serve as an introduction to the entire course, to our Canvas, to our syllabus. So be patient with me. It might be a little long, but I definitely want to show you all of the things to help you get started in the course. We officially start September 5th. However, we don't have any work due until September 6th to kind of let you get your bearings. But I definitely would say that the second you get into this course, and obviously the second you watch this video, to start participating. Success in an online course necessitates that you are online a lot and doing all the work and keeping up. Unlike a face-to-face class where you can talk to the teacher before or after class, you can get feedback from exactly what you do in class immediately. You can ask immediate questions. You can talk to other students. A lot of the online course stuff takes you reading and viewing and figuring out a lot of how the course stuff works on your own. So make sure to take the time to carefully go through the materials, okay? So what is on our screen should be pretty close to what you see when you log into this course. I am an instructor. I've tried to put it on my student view, but I definitely still have different permissions than you. So if it's not 100% what you see in this course, then, it should be pretty close. So the first place that I would like to take you is over here on the left. This is the way that you navigate our course. This is the menu for our course. This is the home page that you see here. You'll have any recent activity here, so it's kind of like an activity feed. And then on the right is basically the calendar items. It'll tell you what's coming up and due. And the calendar items mimic what is in our syllabus, okay? Over here, you'll see the announcements. So these are the things that I post on the announcement board. So far, I've posted something on Friday to kind of let you get into the course. So clicking on it, just some general stuff. So you'll get these. You should hopefully get these announcements into your email or as an alert, so that they're popping up. I have built announcements into this course to remind you what you need to do in this course. The main way that I'd like you to navigate this course is through the modules. Okay, this is how I set up our course to navigate it. So you'll notice here there's this module, this start here thing is one module. The next thing is paper 1 module. After that is a module that says paper 2. After that is a module that says paper 3, and then a final reflection and extra credit module. You might not have paper 2, paper 3, and the last module available because those are things that happen later in the course. And I try to only keep open what you need, okay? But as the announcement that you saw and the things that you looked at said, what I'd really like you to do in this course is to start here. So on your own time, I'd like you to read this welcome letter. Let me go back here. The welcome letter kind of just spells out some stuff about the course. It's in letter format, so you should really just be able to read through here. I'm not going to read it word for word, but take a look at that on your own. What I'd like to start with is by going over the syllabus. So this tells us the course format, what's going on, and I'm going to jump between the syllabus into finding what we need from Canvas. So this is our course. I am Paulette Stevenson. I am your instructor. I'm a real person. I have also built this course myself. So all the questions that you have direct towards me. I know where to find things. If you need to get a hold of me, one of the ways that I'd like you to contact me is through a message through Canvas. So in Canvas, you have access to a messaging system. Right? I would have to leave the student view to go there, but let me open up in another window. I have Canvas open as well. So here I can, it did that to me. So if I left my student view, I would get access to this inbox. And in the inbox, this is the messaging system. What I'd like you to do is message me through that. Okay, that way I can keep track of all of the messages. Of course, if you're having trouble getting a hold of me through that for some reason, you can also email me. I'm not discouraging you from emailing me, but I'm asking you to use the messaging app in Canvas because that helps. I also have this phone number available for phone calls. It says call or text. The text feature doesn't work as immediately. And again, I just, as a person, I'd like us to try to resolve it through messaging or email. And if we decide we need to have a phone conversation or a Skype call or a Google chat, I'm totally fine with that. If you called me in the middle of the day hoping to get a hold of me and I'm unavailable and I'm in a meeting and you left me a message, the chances, what I'm probably going to do is, if you left me a phone number and you really need to get a hold of me, it's really urgent, I might call you back, but the majority of the time I will try to communicate through you via email. Okay, so or through Canvas messaging or email. So that's what I'd like you to do with me. Okay, this is our textbook. It is required. You may get it online through MCC's bookstore. Okay. What you are required for this course is to have access to the internet, access to all of your Canvas and your Maricopa email. Because this is a completely online course, we are relying on you having a stable internet connection, okay? And you also need a backup plan. In the event that your internet goes out, while you're watching this video, make sure you can identify a couple of places, both really close to you and a little farther, if your internet goes out at your home or the place that you normally work at. I say close and a little farther because, say for instance, the power goes out on your block and the Starbucks that you normally would use as a backup plan is on that circuit. Maybe you need to go to a Starbucks a couple miles away, okay? So keep that in mind. So you need you need regular internet access and a backup plan. Now, I don't want to go over too much the course description because you'll get a feel of what we do in English 101 as we go through the different projects. But this is really, if you took 091, the English 101 is one of the first or maybe second primary classes that you take to really get you into college English, okay? So we're going to be talking about narrative, we're going to be talking about the rhetorical situation and rhetoric, and then we're going to be talking about doing research and citation. So for us, our projects are these three things. We work project to project. So this is a project-based class. So right away, we're already starting to work on paper number 1, which is our literacy narrative. So we'll start working on that module. You'll get to understand what a literacy narrative is, how to write a narrative, what are some things to help you write a narrative. You'll write, kind of a proposal for what you plan to do. You'll write a rough draft. You'll get feedback on that rough draft, and then you'll write a final. So in this class, we go through the entire writing process so that by the time you turn in this final, any of these 3 final papers, you have had a lot of input from a lot of different people, and you've gone through the process of writing. So those are our major things that we do in this class, these 3 papers. Part of our almost not every day, but our sort of daily online work are discussions. There are 10 discussions total with one extra credit discussion in this class. This is one of our primary sort of daily points of contact in our online class. And you'll see from the schedule when they're due. What I ask you to do for each discussion is the discussions basically have 2 due dates. So I'm going to flip forward to our schedule on this. You'll notice that on Wednesday, September 4th, discussion board 1, the initial post is due by midnight. And then on discussion board 1 on September 8th, the replies are due by midnight on September 8th. So this would constitute one discussion. So let's go back up on here. So a discussion has an initial post of 250 word minimum. So for that discussion, you'll be asked to read some items or watch something or listen to something. The initial post is to really respond to the questions. There'll be a prompt there, and then everyone posts their initial post by a certain date, and then a couple days later, you'll have a due date where you reply to 2 people. The reply is where you do 2 responses to 2 people of 100 words minimum for each post. Okay? So I want to quickly look in Canvas. You'll notice paper number 1. Let's look at discussion board 1. So what you'll do there is you'll read these chapters in the book. You'll read these 2 documents, which are PDFs on Canvas. Initially, by September 6th, you'll answer this question. Each person in the class will. And then before September 8th, by midnight, you will go back and you will reply to 2 people in at least 100 words, offering questions, comments, and advice for further discussion. Okay? So that is the discussion in a nutshell. The other work that we have in class, for every paper, you will put together a topic proposal. This should not be your rough draft. This is your idea for the paper. So you'll preview a couple of points. If you write a rough draft without kind of giving me an overview, I won't respond to it as a rough draft. I will respond to it as a topic proposal because you're not there yet, okay? So if you, again, so the idea here isn't to write as much as you can. It's to give me a good, clear plan for what you want in the paper. The other thing that you'll do is you'll write rough drafts. You'll get rewarded points for those. For each rough draft that we have, you will peer review each other's essays. You will give them feedback. There will be some questions on Canvas that you will ask about 2 of the drafts that you read. In lieu of a final exam, you'll do a final reflection, and this is to reflect on your journey in this class. Finally, or the last 2 things that we have is you'll do introductions in the first week of class. So I ask you to kind of informally introduce yourself in a discussion board point. And then you have a cyber cafe. So this is your space all semester to ask questions. Ask as many questions as you possibly can. Ask and answer questions. Ask questions that have to do with how things happen in this class. Things that you are fuzzy on. Hey, I don't really understand what she means by this. How do we reply to the discussion board post? How do we do X in Canvas? Things like that. So all the stuff that you think that if you have a question and you think everyone in the class would benefit from having this question answered, so things about the class in general, ask it on the cyber cafe. Resist the urge to just email me. And this isn't to say that I don't want you to email me ever. This is to say that email me with personal things, questions about your grades, things like that. But if you have a question about how to do something, what's due, when it's due, especially in the first couple of weeks of class, we're kind of getting the hang of this. Ask it in the cyber cafe, okay? Hit post, hit reply, and type your response. Professor Stevenson, or not Professor Stevenson, sorry, because you're asking this to the whole class. Hey, where are the PDFs of discussion one's readings? That might be a question. Like maybe you're having a hard time finding those, so you'll post the reply. If you see that question as a student in this class and you know the answer it, right? This is you guys' space. If a question goes unanswered for 24 hours, I will chime in and clarify. And especially for the first couple weeks of class, I'm monitoring this board all the time because I know that taking an online class, part of learning the procedures of an online class can be confusing at times. So I'm here to help. You get 4 points for participating in this forum for the entire semester. That is 4 percentage points. So keep that in mind. Participate early, participate often. Ask questions. If you are 100% clear on this online class, answer questions. I don't care. The 4 points, you get them if you ask or answer questions either way. If you do not participate on this board at all through the entire semester, I can't give you points, okay? So this is your space to ask and answer questions. So this is the breakdown of points. Paper 1, 15 points. Paper 2, 20 points. Paper 3, 20 points. Discussions, 25 points total. This includes both the introduction and the cyber cafe. Topic proposals, 1 point for each topic proposal. Rough draft, 2 points for each. Peer reviews, 2 points for each. And a final reflection at 5. So 100 points for our whole class. No one thing, no one thing is really going to hurt you in this class. What I tell students is that success is about consistency in this class. The more consistent you are, the better. Like if you miss a discussion board, it definitely counts negative on you in terms of points and in terms of attendance. But if you miss one in the entire semester, you'll be fine. If you're missing a lot of them, then we have to have a conversation. So, if you fall off the bandwagon a little in this class, remember to get back on, right? Missing one assignment isn't the end of the world, but missing consistently assignments gets you in a bad spot in this class, okay? So here are some things. I'm not going to read word for word the syllabus, and I'm not going to go over every single thing, but I'm going to go over the real important things. So our course does have an attendance requirement. You are in an online class. This class is not a self-paced class. You have to keep up with our syllabus and our schedule. We're building a community of writers here. So you can't just go and do the entire online course whenever you feel like. The due dates are hard due dates, and you'll see why. You are allowed to miss 4 classes. This means missing 4 assignments. So again, if you miss a discussion board post by accident, if you miss a topic proposal, if you miss, peer reviewing someone's rough draft, all of those things are counted as an absence. I tell students that if you get a 0 on an assignment because you didn't do anything, that's an absence. You are allowed 4 of these. On your 5th missed assignment, I may drop you from the class, okay? And this is just anything. So one of the things that students ask me, well, what if I'm having problems with my internet? Or if I'm having technical problems? If this is a personal issue, if this is something that is your computer your home, your internet connection, that needs to be worked out, and or you need a backup plan. So I do not make exceptions for those. Take care of your technology. You have signed up for an online class. It is your responsibility to have all your ducks in a row online. Now, if MCC's entire Canvas system goes down, look for an email or a message from me as soon as I can get it through to you, extending due dates. I'm very generous when an entire network goes out of technology, but you will need to have constant, consistent access to technology, to the internet, and to Canvas to keep up with this online course. Okay, so attendance is really important. On that note, right, withdraws, read this, understand withdraws, understand your own certain situation. I have in the past, like if you're in my online class and maybe you fall off the map and you don't do anything, and before the withdraw deadline at the end of the semester, maybe someone emails me and says, hey, can you withdraw me instead of failing me? I'm pretty generous there. But you know your own personal situation. Meet with your counselor. In terms of late work, I do not accept late assignments except for in very extreme circumstances, okay? Our course isn't a work ahead course. It's not a safe, self-paced course. You can't wait until you have the time to complete this course, so you can't just go the entire semester and complete it in the last 2 weeks. That's not how it happens. We have a schedule and due dates, and I don't accept late work. If you are having trouble completing an assignment, I ask you to contact me before the due date. I can give extensions easier than I can deal with late work. It gets you behind, it gets me behind, so keep that in mind. If you miss a discussion board post, move on. Make sure you complete the next one, okay? So these rules up here are about being respectful to each other. Alternative viewpoints are fine, engaging with somebody and asking questions and disagreement is great, but we're going to be respectful on each other. Our class is public with each other, and I don't mean public on the internet. I mean like anything you write for this class can be read by everyone else in this class. So make sure you're only writing things that you want everyone else to know about. You must write all of this stuff for this class. So plagiarism is serious. We take it very seriously. If you are in a situation where you're going to plagiarize a paper because you're having a hard time with due dates, email me ahead of time about due dates, okay? Don't plagiarize it because that can be very serious. So those are the big policies. Everything else, make sure you look at. This, for the rest of the semester, is our course schedule. This is the first thing you want to look at. You want to keep this syllabus open and downloaded. If you want to know when something's due, look at this first. The announcements will remind you of due dates, and the calendar will remind you of due dates. But the specifics are all here, okay? So like what I tell students is that before you complete any work before you complete an assignment, make sure any readings or viewings or listening activities are completed first, right? Because before you can complete discussion board 1, all of these readings need to be done. Okay, so do the readings first, then complete the discussions, then complete the writing assignment in any of these cases. Okay, so look at that. Let's go back to our Canvas site. So you'll notice the modules here. Start here has most of the cyber cafes there. Most of the stuff that you'll need to keep referring to is there. Your introductions are here. I don't know that. the links to the Writing Center, the links to MCC's online helper here. Okay, so that's the Start Here module. The paper modules normally start with an assignment sheet, like paper 1. This is what we're working on, right? This is an intro video. And then the way it's structured is normally anything that you need to do, all the readings are here, and then the discussion board, right? The readings correspond to this discussion board. Then there's a discussion board 3, a topic proposal, rough draft. This is a discussion board that you'll participate in. Revising tips, final paper. So this is a module. This is all of this, the syllabus is your map. But all of this, completing all this, helps you get to final paper 1, okay? And so that is how we are set up here. Okay. So the other thing I want to point you to is this online tutoring thing. It is a little bit of a third-party app. And I have to allow this pop-up. So I'm going to click here to continue. This asks me to retest my system. It says unsupported, so it's fine. I'm going to click here to continue. Anytime you have a writing, so I tell students with their writing assignments, after you get feedback from your peers in between the final, you want to revise that feedback. And if you want another set of eyes, submit it to this writing tutor, right? It's not a perfect, just like any writing tutor, just like any editor or peer reviewer, it's not perfect, but it will help you with another set of eyes. If I can get to it, I try to read your rough drafts, but I'm only going to read them once. It's a lot of work for me to read them to begin with, and I really try to do that if I can. But it's hard for me to read them twice. Okay, so
It's 11 o'clock.
Excuse me. You've gotten a lot of feedback from a lot of different people. If you need basically it would be at that point a 4th set of eyes, because you'll get feedback from your peers. Submit this to the tutoring. They're pretty quick. They get back to you. That's an option here in this course. So you can also navigate the course by assignments and by discussions. It's not quite as ordered, because Canvas orders this for me and not me. So, right, there's all these assignments here. Same thing here with discussions. Canvas orders them and not me. So, they're out of order, right? You'll notice that discussion board 5 is all the way at the end when it should be between 4 and 6. But you can certainly navigate it that way as well, okay? So what I would like you to do before Wednesday, you'll notice in our syllabus, this is your work, right? Go in, read these chapters, view the PowerPoint, and then do your introduction before midnight, do your discussion board 1 before midnight. Obviously, this can be done before Wednesday. There's nothing impending on this introduction or this discussion board. So the second you log into our course, you can complete these items, okay? And in terms of working ahead, that's the other thing you want to notice is you'll be able to work a couple of days ahead, but in order for you to complete discussion board replies, there has to be an initial post. So that's due for everyone Wednesday by midnight. The earliest, maybe people post discussion board 1 post early, like by a day or 2. But for me, but at least after Wednesday at midnight, you can start doing the discussion board 1 replies. Okay, so that gives you a day in between. You'll notice the other thing too is that our course due dates, I tried to make them revolving to be Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Not every week do we have something due Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, but most weeks. you'll notice like here on this week 4, we have something due Monday. We don't have something due Wednesday. I kind of give you a reprieve, but we have something due Friday. Okay. The other thing I want you to take a look at is I'd like you to, in Canvas, oh, that doesn't work. So in Canvas, I'm going to go back to the modules, and I'm going to go to MCC's online help. In order to get help articles, okay. So setting up your Canvas accounts, one of the other things that I would like you to let's see. Canvas. Okay. So I'm going to go to My Help Center. Hang on. Sorry, I'm trying to navigate this myself. General information. Where can I find this stuff? So some of this stuff is way more general. Campus technology. Canvas help. Haha. Canvas navigation. So under profile, mine's different, but under profile, let's see if I can get to my profile. I'm going to go back. I'm going to leave the student view so that I can actually get to some of this stuff. I'm going to go to my account. I'm going to go to my profile. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to, over the next couple of days as well, I'd like you to put a picture up here, put any of the stuff into your profile by editing profile. The other thing I'd like you to do as well is I'd like you to set up your notifications. This will help you get information on our course, okay? So you should have most of your MCC emails in this. Now, you can decide not to send me anything. I tell students that getting a notification on announcements is really helpful. Getting notifications on due dates is helpful. And getting notifications on that to me is so far due dates and announcements are good. Okay. Now, the other thing that you might want to do that I also tell students is a good way to get reminders. I'm going to go back to our course and I'm going to get a different view from you. But one of the really important discussions is the cyber cafe because people are asking questions. So as an instructor myself, I have subscribed. I click subscribe on this because I want to make sure that I get sent emails that update me when there's a post on here. I don't do this for any of the other discussions because I go in and I grade them. I don't need to know exactly when there's a post. I don't need to stop my kid's soccer game if there's a post and check that email. Whereas in the cyber cafe, maybe one of the questions somebody's asking something about, it's something that's not available on Canvas, and I'm over here going, oh shoot, I hope, I'm worried about it and I have to go home and fix it. So I'm going to subscribe to this. You also might want to subscribe to the cyber cafe. So those are some things to take a look at. So sorry for a rambling introduction, but I hope, for me, the videos that I put up are meant to be just like they would be in class. A lecture I give or a talk that I give, the only difference here is that I would ask for questions and I'd ask for participation. So by all means, after this, if you have any questions that definitely the whole class can benefit, type it into the cyber cafe. Okay? And yeah, I am very excited about this class, and I will see you online over the next couple of days. Thank you.